Well, I'm here at the Crowdsourced Council event, which is a kind of marketplace for suppliers of great tools and bright ideas to get together with public bodies. I just bumped into McCracken, where Gallomar has done some excellent projects in the past, including I'm a Councillor, Get Me Out of Here. And you've got a new one. What is it all about?
Well, it's a sister project to I'm a Councillor called I'm a Scientist, Get Me Out of Here. We ran a pilot a year ago, funded by the Wellcome Trust, and we went back to get some further funding to keep us with the event going for 2 more years on a much, much larger scale. And last week we were delighted to find out that we were successful, and we got £200,000 from them to take it forward. It's a massive vote of confidence in the event, which basically gets 5 scientists on the website talking to 1,000 students, asking questions, voting for the one they want to win the £500 prize. What was especially pleasing about the process was that in the presentation we gave to Wellcome Trust, we went back to the original students and scientists that took part a year and a half ago and asked them just to record a little thank you or tell them what a message of support for the event. And it was just fantastic to see the students who had taken part 18 months ago to get their video cameras out and record some wonderful messages, and for the scientists to spend a lot of their valuable time just recording a message to say to the Wellcome Trust funders how much they support the project and how much they thought it should get extra funding.
Fantastic. This sounds like fun and game showish. And so what are the component ingredients that make this sort of thing work?
Well, we have called it the X Factor for scientists. Basically, it works because we reverse normal power structures. Normally, kids at school are told that answer's right, that answer's wrong. You know, they're told what to do and when to do it. With I'm a Scientist, Get Me Out of Here, it's the young people that get to ask the questions, that get to vote for the scientist they think should win. And that's very different for them, and because it's different, they take it much more seriously and really get into the project much more than a traditional lesson would allow them to. Because it takes place over 2 weeks, it allows them also to get to know the scientists. We found examples of students that went away after one live chat session, came back a few days later and asked some extraordinarily detailed questions about the fungus growing on wheat being studied by one of our scientists. So obviously that they'd gone away and researched this scientist's area in great detail so they could come back and ask him further questions.
Fantastic. That was in the pilot. You're now
that was in the pilot. Yes, so we're scaling it up. We're going to be running the first event in March during National Science Week, Science and Engineering Week, and then running a further larger event in June with about what we call 20 zones, which will be 100 scientists plus 250 schools, 500 classes, 20,000 students. So it's a massive step up in scale, but one that we're used to through I'm a Councillor.
Right, and meanwhile, other projects run on?
Other projects do run on, and I've got to make sure they do.
What else you got cooking?
Well, Still Cooking is the Civic Surf project. That's going very well. We're training DFID staff. We're working on the front line of international development. Some fantastic stories they're coming out with. We're working with local community groups to get local community leaders blogging, which is a fascinating project. We're working with the Muslim community mainly, and it's not one that traditionally blogs. So we're giving a lot of presentations, working with a lot of people to try and get people involved in that. But that should pay off as we get a wider range of voices online.
And are these events like this, bringing together council suppliers and so forth, useful? Can we do with more of this? Are there any better ways of creating a marketplace?
Well, I think any activity like this is good. That's the first thing. And particularly if they can bring in people that aren't already plugged into the networks, which anyone watching this probably is already plugged into. So that's good. I think today has been nice in order to see a variety of tools that are on offer, but disappointing in that there's been no real coverage of how they're being used, because the difficult thing isn't the tool, the difficult thing is getting people to use it, and that's where we need to get some learning.
So the context in which they're used makes a lot of difference.
Well, enormously, a tool's useless if it's not being used.